Today we're gonna make every Italian kid's favorite cotoletta. So today we're gonna make every Italian kid's favorite. Buongiorno. Today we're gonna make every Italian kid's favorite cotoletta. There's a bunch of ways you can make cotoletta. You can make cotoletta vitello, cotoletta with chicken. We're making it with chicken today. This is basically what I ate. There's a thing called Night of the Seven Fishes that we would do when my sister was dating this Italian guy, and I don't like seafood and I can't eat shellfish, so I would just eat the cotoletta, because that's what all the kids would eat. So it's like, it's an adult kid food. They will call it like cotoletta alla milanese, but milanese, I think it's like on the bone and it's a whole, this is just what every Italian kid eats. So let's go over ingredients. We have chicken, which looks disgusting right now. Do you know, I always thought that like if you just touched raw chicken, you get salmonella poisoning as a kid. That's just what I believe. I thought that if you touch it, gone. I was like, there should be a lot more sick people. So chicken, eggs, flour, breadcrumbs, which I put a little bit of parsley in them just for color. And I'm also gonna add some Parmesan cheese to my breadcrumbs. It's a pretty easy recipe. I mean, honestly, first thing we're gonna do, you have to take your chicken and you have to basically beat the living shit out of it. You can take some saran wrap. I don't have a meat, what is it called, a meat pounder? That's my, that's for another show. So I'm literally, a meat tenderizer. I don't have a meat tenderizer, so I'm literally taking this other pot. I'm gonna hit it. You know what? Per tutti italiani che stanno guardando questo, this is pretty fucking Italian. So you just no one should be listening to me. I should not be doing a cooking show. Okay. But you kind of want it really flat. You want to tenderize it so you can use You know what's embarrassing is that like, this is like how my mom did it. Like you can use like a plate. Okay, it's tenderized. This is crazy. How many are we doing? We're doing 2. You're having 1 too? Okay, all right. We're gonna do, we'll show them around. You know what, if you want to get that tenderized, you can take a fork and start poking it to get even more tenderized. Oh my God, I can't. I hope the pasta queen does not watch this because she's gonna be humiliated. But you know what? This is the world we live in. Okay, so I'm gonna put, and you don't have to do this. There are some recipes that call for it, some that don't. I personally like it. You can take a little bit of Parmesan cheese and you can put it in your breadcrumbs. You can add pepper to it. You can add some more salt to it if you want to. It's kind of, I mean, there's not that many rules to this recipe, I don't feel. But God, if I make one more fucking, if I hit something else in my kitchen. I love that this cheese grater I got, it just comes out like snow. I'm gonna give myself a goddamn heart attack. So I'm gonna do that noise. I feel like Nick. I'm gonna mix my cheese and I'm gonna mix my breadcrumbs. Doesn't it look gorgeous? That's basically it. We're gonna heat our pan. And you're gonna put your pan on a medium-high heat. I mean, remember, we're frying this, so you don't want the heat too low. You also want to tenderize your chicken so the chicken cooks all the way through. We're gonna use olive oil and butter. And you know what's interesting is this actually, I mean, some of the recipes require a lot of butter. You want, as the Barefoot Contessa says, the olive oil. You want the olive oil for the flavor, for the heat. You want the olive oil for the heat and the butter for the flavor. So we're gonna use a good amount of butter because we want a lot of flavor in this. And here's the process. It's a 3-step process and it's pretty easy. But basically you're creating a glue. So you're gonna take your chicken, put it in our flour first. Once it's in the flour, put it in our egg. Oh my God, I used to love cotoletta when my mom would make it. It was like, fun chicken. And then we're gonna put it in our Parmesan. There we go. Now we're gonna make our second one. You know, I just really wasn't thinking through the day. I was not thinking through this day. Hold on, I gotta, now that my hands have like cement on them, for God's sakes. Don't keep this part. Okay, and back to being a nonna. Okay, flattened. I'm gonna take my fork, tenderize it. Honestly, if you just have a meat tenderizer, just use that. Here we go again. We're gonna use flour, our egg. And I only used 2 eggs for this. I mean, eggs go a long way. That's the other thing with this recipe is like, you feel, it's gonna be messy too. Can you tell we haven't done a cooking show in a while? I'm like talking over all my words. I don't know what the fuck is going on with me. Okay, there's our cotoletta. So now we're gonna start cooking it in the pan. Okay, let's bring it in. Oof, it's gonna be really good. What a day. I feel like my mother right now. I feel like my mother. Like it's a Wednesday night. This is the easiest thing that you're gonna make to get your kids to eat and to shut up. We would eat this with pasta. I mean, you can eat this with anything. You can eat it plain. You can eat it with arugula. You can eat it with lemon. Like people squeeze lemon on top. I did too. Because I thought it ruined the flavor of the, yes! Because you just don't want the butter to burn. Also, look at this thing. It literally turns into glue. This shit gets on your hands and it turns into fucking glue. And then you look like a monster. Look at me trying to act all fancy with this. Why don't I just get a normal fork? All right. Nice, beautiful golden color. Oh, God. Don't use that one. Here. Jesus fucking Christ. Bring the light over. That looks pretty though. I guess you could even put more Parmesan cheese on top of it. You can pretty much do whatever you want. You just eat them as you eat them. I mean, that's the thing is you just get like a pile. Like Italian moms will make piles of this. You can do it with veal, you can do it with like red meat, but I just prefer chicken.
I feel like we're the first people that ever make stew.
We are the, well, because you know what? We're trying to think here. There is only 2 of us. There's not a whole, if there was an Italian family I was feeding, I could make multiple ones of these. You know who would actually like this is Nick. Yeah. Nick would like it because it tastes like a chicken finger, but better. I want this to like really cook, so. I think they're done, right? Ooh. Okay, just a few minutes on each side. You don't want to dry the chicken out. Ooh, they smell really good. My mouth is watering, Chris. Let me get a plate. It's just basically butter and oil and breadcrumbs. I mean, how fabulous is that? All right. Ooh, that looks good. Ooh, it's nice and crispy. Let me cutting it like I'm cutting it for an actual child. I'm trying to get it so you can see. You can take, if you want, a little salt, put it on top. If you want, you can put a little cracked pepper. That's pretty much it. This is cotoletta. It's so hot. I should probably wait before I take a bite. Mm-hmm. And it tastes very buttery and very flavorful and hot. That is really hot. I'm in so much pain right now. You're welcome. All right, so that's it. This is an easy, messy recipe, cotoletta. If you're the pasta queen and you're watching, mi dispiace che non ce l'abbiamo lo spazio come te in tua cucina per un giorno che dobbiamo cucinare insieme. I am on tour, the Al Dente tour, and if you want to come see me, go to MatteoLaneComedy.com for tickets. Buon appetito!